Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So in this video, we're looking at a money maker which you can kind of do in between other stuff. One of the videos we're going to do later in the week. This method is very good to do combined with it. And basically there's sometimes in RS3 where you're sat waiting for stuff. In the case of the fruit bat method we did the other week, you sat waiting for the summoning points to come back, the fruit bat scrolls to fire, and really you want to find things to be doing in the middle of that as well. So what we're going through today is Enchanting. So Enchanting is one of the best spells in the Magic spellbook in my opinion. And it's something which I don't think gets done enough because of how good it is. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be using a sample size of 50 for some Onyx bolts. We're going to do some Hydrix bolts. We're going to look at some rings, just because of how diverse and varied the Enchanting skill is. So Enchanting you can do with bolts. There's all the Enchanting of bolts. But also you can look at enchanting jewelry as well, which will make you even more money. Now, one thing we're going to miss off in completely is enchanting dragonstones. We went over the dragonstone jewelries video last week, where it can be possible for you to buy a dragonstone bracelet, enchant it, and then sell it for however much profit. It was more the skills necklaces which made more money, so buying the dragonstone necklaces, enchanting them, and selling them as skills necklaces. But we're not going to do it in this video. We're going to mainly look at emerald and sapphires, because those are the ones which always seem to work the best for me in terms of enchanting. So the other one we're going to buy is Hydrix. However, I'm a bit hit or miss whether we're going to be able to pick them up. Now, another sort of bolt you can look at is Backramental. You can enchant Backramental bolts for profit. My only worry with them is that sometimes they're a bit niche and they're a bit hard to sell. Backramental bolts actually make more profit per hour than these Onyx and Hydrix bolts. I just don't think that they're as good. So the ones we're going to look at there are the Ascendary bolts. If we buy 5 of those. There we go. So we bought those for 7,933 for the Ascendary. And then we've also bought the Onyx bolts for 6,400. Now, the important thing to remember when enchanting bolts is for each spell, you're actually enchanting 10 bolts. Now, in terms of, apart from the magic level, the most essential thing for this is to have the Elemental Battle Staff. For 2.5 mil, the Elemental Battle Staff will unlock all the magic money-making methods possible, because it gives you access to all the elemental runes in one staff. So because of this, you're saving on the elemental cost, which normally means that you only have to go and purchase something like a couple of runes at a time. So for the Ascendary bolts, we just need to buy a Death rune and a Cosmic rune. And then for the Onyx bolts, we only have to do the same as well. So these are in the rune pouch, which I'm going to just take them out now because I don't want them there. I really want to check the price of the... No, don't want to destroy it. Don't want to do that. So if we get some death runes, right. So we can then work out how much we're going to be doing each. So 268 and 198. So if I say 200, 470. So we can roughly say to enchant these bolts, it's going to be 47 GP each for each bolt. Which means for an Ascension bolt, we need to just be 7,980 for profit. And for the Onyx, we just need to be 6,450 for profit. Now, the good thing with the bolts as well is that it is kind of AFK. You can just do it and just watch it go. Not only that, it's going to be AFK Mage XP, which we know we love. Any form of AFK profit and XP, we're all over it as well. Pretty decent in terms of XP. And a good way to train magic if you're not too interested in doing combat, or if you wanted something AFK to do anyway. Now, to do Onyx, you need 87 mage, and to do Ascendary bolts, you need 90 mage. Now, one thing which you can do with this as well, you can use an Overload or an Extreme Magic Potion. Extreme Magic Potion actually isn't that expensive, it's 10k a dose, but it could give you the bump you needed. You could do this from level 75, I think it's a plus 12 boost. But the lower your magic level, the more often you're going to have to continuously repot. So, going from there, the Ascendary bolt, we've actually made something along the lines of 540 GP profit. And then the Onyx bolt, we've made 250 GP profit. So the Ascension bolt is by far the best out of two, although it needs a slightly higher magic level. But you saw the speed at which we enchanted those bolts. It really didn't take long. Now, later on in the week, we're going to be doing a video regarding the weapon poisons and harvesting all the nightshades. You're going to spend a lot of time stood there waiting for things like that to respawn. And the same with the papaya and the fruit bat, you spent a lot of time just sat there waiting for things to respawn. As you can see, this takes up very little of your invo space. and you can just be sat there enchanting these bolts without any issues or any problems, just earning yourself more and more money while just sat there enchanting the bolts. I need some cash. So it's a really good way just to continue to like make profit, just stood there like having no issues. And as you see, I'm doing 40 actions, and that's probably because of how many I've got. So it's a really AFK way to like just do stuff and make some money on the side while getting some decent magic XP as well. And that's what you need to be doing. If you are ever stood idle in the game waiting to do something, a little thing like this, whether it's fletching, protein crafting, or even enchanting, do it, because it's just continuously progressing. You're making a little bit of money on the side. You're just like going forward and making stuff while like not being stood still. Here, you could make something like, in terms of the Ascendary bolts, something like 8-9 mil per hour. The Onyx bolts are going to be a little bit less. They're going to be like 6 to 7 mil per hour. But you can still be doing this while doing other things. And that's kind of like the vibe I'm trying to push across to you guys. Like, your grand exchange slots can always be doing something while you're doing something else. But also, while you're waiting things to happen, you can be doing something else as well and making more money just to continuously put into that pot on your accounts as well. And yeah, it's a really good thing to have access to something like this, which you can just do in between stuff. If you're waiting for a PVM team to come and get ready to go for a trip, if you're doing something and you're waiting for something to spawn, something to start, or you're waiting for a wilderness event, all these different things, you're stood at a bank idle. No, have something like this available and just put some extra GP in the pot. And especially with these Onyx and Ascendary bolts, by making them enchanted, you're raising the out price. So these are fantastic methods to go and fletch. If you were to go and enchant, you're just making more money for when you throw them into your auto alchemy, or if you decide to alchemy yourself. So again, you just saw how AFK that was, you just saw how easy that was, and we've just gone and banked some profit there. Now, the other thing for us to look at, now, I've left this to the end because it might work, it might not. So one of the best ever money-making methods I did on the noob account, the OG noob account, was to enchant emerald rings into rings of dueling. Now, for whatever reason, rings of dueling had a crazy price a lot of the time. Emerald rings aren't buying, which is annoying because it was a good point to do it. Let's see what price rings of dueling are. Yeah, so if that bought for the actual price, Rings of Dueling would have been hugely profitable. So, as always, we can never quite have a straightforward live video, but this is how we find money-making methods. And if emerald rings aren't buying for 6k, I'm going to go and see if I can make some emerald rings. So, this is another slight journey on the old accounts as well. And again, like people say, like sometimes, how do you find all these money-making methods? Sometimes it's just trying different things and looking for different things. I've not looked at buying emerald rings in months, maybe even like years. And just to see them pop up now and like not buy or sell for like 6.8k, that's weird. So let's go and have a little bit of a look. Let's see what's going on there. Worst case, we can enchant some of them as well. The good thing with enchanting as well, cosmics are never really a high price. So yeah, 268 GP each. And it's pretty good. The good thing is now as well, like enchanting gives you the production bar as well, which for a period of time you had to click them individually and it was so annoying. But let's see what we can get out of these for profit. And I'm sorry I kind of like derailed my enchanting video, but the bolts are really good. And normally the enchanting like lower tier jewelry is really good as well. You just need to like find out when different things work. So let's put one in for instant. Wow, they really are selling for 6.8k. Jesus. Right, let's try an emerald ring. 3.4, okay. So the emerald ring sold for mid and the ring of dueling sold for 7k. So again, enchanting works. If you're a free to play, go make some emerald rings. You'll make some bank. And that's how you make this kind of profit on free to play. You got to find the kind of methods people, for whatever reason, there's no sense behind it. But I think in terms of an emerald ring, you could get an emerald for something like 600 GP, gold bar for 2.4k. 3k all in, and then you enchant them, easy. So again, that just proves like the sheer profit of enchanting, especially things that are niche, and especially things which aren't really like available often. Things worth checking as well, the silver jewellery, the Traveller's Necklace, for whatever reason, it seems to be on the wiki all the time at 11 mil profit per hour. I've never quite made it work because whenever I seem to buy it, it doesn't seem to sell for the price. Again, it might be because I'm not holding the price, maybe it's because I like sort of think, no, it's not worth it, and I check out and do something else. But it's one of those which really annoys me because it never sells for the price it should. But again, if you were to get these emerald rings for that price, you're pretty much doubling your money just by enchanting. Really good method. As you can see, really low method as well. To enchant emerald, I think it's like level 27 magic. But yeah, that was a little bit of a sidetrack. I'm really sorry we sidetracked, but I wanted to show enchanting jewelry as well as the bolts. The bolts normally get all the praise, but the jewelry is definitely worthwhile for money. And we've actually managed to stumble on a money-making method, both making an emerald ring, but also enchanting into a ring of dueling. But can't say we don't fit in as many money-making methods in a video as we try to for you guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. If you've got any content you want to see in the future, please make sure to drop me a comment. Trying to get ahead of myself before I go traveling, so just getting these out as soon as possible. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have, please make sure to leave me a like, subscribe to the channel. Plenty more content coming out very, very soon, and it really does help me out. Thank you guys for watching once again. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.